The truth is an irony, just like animal farm. Justice mean inequity, so who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of the call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of the call. One guy's out here, why no better? Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he needed to not see what I see so. Now your friend on a night come at them. Only papi obeka nice and yeah. So I want to bet you too. Everybody was afraid. And until I learned to my cottage again, once my boy dumping one and I cheat. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Aku drofo nyina dalima. And who go say the truth? Obiaja konson so to grow Germansa to me be a cacobrafo. If I nyina ye. If when you know yet, now so could trata down so be the back or why no keke. I feel for the man more piafo, if no cross on my move. Hanya safwe, moine. I could drop for you, darling. And who go say the truth? Abaya the boat, chino. Yedi bi bebo nyande bi Tachi sa would your mouth pipinuma Would your mind never shine my frafonsa But who go tell the truth? DUC silence Even journalists silence Oh then who go say the truth? Right is right Wrong is wrong, no matter how you justify. You say you wanna get rid of corruption. Someone want to help you, now the person become your target. Jobless no they mean senseless, poverty no they mean useless. One day them go resist.
Hello, good evening. If you are watching us in Europe, and good evening if you are watching us in Africa. Well, for those of you who are watching us from the Far East, it might be midnight already. But for our American viewers, good morning, and good afternoon, depending on where you are watching us from and which part of the globe you are watching us from. For our regular viewers, if you are getting this link and you think that is a mistake, please, it's not. And we may be in the month of April, but this is not a prank as well. This is a live show. And as we always promise, once we get very, very important issues, we would always bring them to you. And that is why today we have had a very good opportunity to bring you a very important show, a very big one at that. And this could not wait, especially as we owe you one. So today we have come your way to fulfill one of the promises we made to you, that this year, which happens to be an election year in Ghana, we are going to delve much more into political issues and try as much as possible to bring the messages of the political parties as they campaign towards to win your vote and your hearts and your mind during the elections and before and after the elections. And so that is why today we are choosing to bring you a political platform, to have some people come your way to share with you some ideas and some thoughts and some viewpoints to see how we all can bring our heads together to arrive at a good and final destination during this year's elections in a way that's going to benefit not just you, not just them, but all of us in total. And like I said at the beginning of the show, that we are bringing you a big one. Why do I call it a big one? I call it a big one because we are bringing you not just one guest, not even two. Indeed, we are bringing you 3 guests. That should tell you the magnitude of the matter we have for discussion today. And so we would proceed to today's discussion as we welcome our guests. We cannot have all of them come at the same time, but we would introduce them to you as and when we bring them to you. But today's guest, just to run through the list of the guests we are having so that we know who we have, we are going to be joined by Mr. Arnold Appiah. Mr. Arnold Appiah is the president of ProForum in the United States of America, right?
Yes, sir.
And later on in the show, we are also going to be joined by Madam Florence Zinel. And Madam Florence is the secretary of the ProForum in the United States of America, right?
Yes,
right.
Thank you.
And then subsequently, we will bring you Prof. Victor Wuto. Prof. Victor is the president of ProForum Canada, right?
Exactly.
Right. So, as I said, 3 important guests, as if one was not enough, as if 2 was not enough, 3 important guests. And those are the ones we are going to be having this discussion with you today. So, to start with, we would like to invite Mr. Appiah to join us as we delve into the topic for discussion for today. So, I introduced Mr. Appiah as the president of ProForum NDC. I'm sure that for you and the people that you lead, they are well aware of what ProForum is. But a majority of our viewers and our listeners may not be aware of what ProForum is. So first of all, we would want you to bring us on the same wavelength so that all of us would know what ProForum is. But before you go that, we would like to also welcome our viewers who are joining us. To all our viewers on Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana, you are welcome to today's show. To our listeners on High FM 93.7 in Atwinhima in the Eastern region, we are saying a very warm thank you to you, a very warm welcome to you, and also to our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra, and to all our viewers and listeners on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on whatever platform that you are joining us from. You are all welcome to today's show. So, Mr. Appiah, bring all of us. Let all of us be on the same wavelength. What is ProForum?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Allen Dachi, if I'm right. And I'm
Yes,
glad
that's
to be
right.
on your show. Uh, the NDC Professionals Forum. The NDC Professionals Forum is, first of all, an affiliate of the party of the NDC. We exist to serve the intellectual perspective. We exist to complement the hard work of the NDC. What we do is that we are more of an intellectual wing where we serve more also as a think tank. We research, we provide resources, and make sure that the NDC, from a professional and intellectual standpoint, always favored when it comes to the Ghanaian populace and the world at large. So primarily, that is the purpose of the NDC Professionals Forum. We are a team of progressives, a group of persons who subscribe to the NDC ideals of probity, accountability, social justice. We are a group of social democrats, and we believe that today's politics, has become very sophisticated, where you would have to constantly, be bringing in ideas, new way of doing things, explain policies, programs, from economy to tech, etc., to better the lives of Ghanaians. So through intellectual wing, we support, complement, or add value to the NDC when it comes to the politics of Ghana and the world at large.
Well, Mr. Appiah, thank you very much for that insightful and detailed information. But just before we go on, just to be sure that we are on the right track, you may be social democrats, you may subscribe to the values and ideals of the NDC. But the question is, does the NDC subscribe to your values and ideals? And this is just a point of clarification. I make this point because we in the media picked up, was it about a week or two ago, your party issued a statement where they said that they were, disbanning all groups that were unauthorized by the party to perform, especially in this election year. So we would like to have the assurance from you that you are not one of the groups that the NDC, is trying to disband.
No, no. As I rightly stated, the NDC Professionals Forum is an official affiliate to the party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What it basically means is that the party, under the constitution, the constitution of the party has recognized the NDC Professionals Forum as an intellectual wing for the NDC. So we are official. We consult, we work and support, seek advice, make recommendations and suggestions per the request of the party. We are not one of these, ordinary groups. And also we are a registered organization in Ghana, registered under the Registrar General. So we are a whole establishment. Indeed, our headquarters is at the party headquarters of the NDC. We are in that building. The NDC has given us an office in there where we operate so that we can better complement and support the NDC. So we are not one of those, groups that have been, stopped. We are an official professional wing of the party.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarification. Another clarification I wanted to get from you before we delve into the issues proper is because we are seeing that from the list of people who are joining us today, you are in the US. Your other colleague is also in the US, and there's one in Canada as well. Wanted to know whether this was just a diasporic organization or whether you are also in you have footprints in other parts, especially in Ghana as well.
Well, thank you. Actually, the Professionals Forum is established in Ghana, as I stated. We have the global president, and he's also the founder. That is His Excellency Sampi Ali, Ambassador Sampi Ali. We have branches all over. I think we have almost 15 branches or more. That is aside Ghana. We have UK, we have Canada, we have China, The Caribbean is coming up. We have even Germany also coming up. Aside that, we are in all the regions in Ghana, but the main quarters is in Ghana, as I stated. And the founder and global president is His Excellency, the former ambassador to India, Sampayali.
Wonderful. Take a breather. We would at this point invite Prof Victor to join us, and then to explain some other wing of some other aspect of the organization to us, and then we'll revert to you for some details of some of your activities that are coming up pretty soon. So, Mr. Producer, if Prof Wuto is with us, we would like to have him now. Prof, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thank you to you for having me, and greetings to your viewers.
Yes, Prof. Mr. Arnold was trying to explain to us, what your organization does and your footprint, your global footprint as well. So from his explanation, we know that you operate in so many countries across lots of continents in Africa. And you in particular, you are in the diaspora. So I would like to pose a question that I posed to one of your party members when he joined us for one of our shows much earlier in the year, especially that it has to do with your topic, the topic for discussion for today, which is exploring and harnessing the potential of the diaspora for Ghana's economic and national development. So when I had one of your party members join us earlier on in the year, I think he was in the UK. The question that we posed to him, which is a question that keep coming to lots of us, is the fact that people want to know if you people are in diaspora. People say that you have left Ghana. Why are you so much interested in the affairs of Ghana? Why don't you just, stay where you are, and since you are no longer in Ghana, and detach yourselves from the affairs of Ghana and allow Ghanaians to run their own affairs?
Thank you very much for that question. You know what? If you cut me open now, the blood that comes off me, you will see Ghana in that blood. The fact that I hold a citizenship of another country does not affect my love for that country. That is my motherland. And that is where I have all my family, my friends, and everything there. There are most of us here in the diaspora who have more investment in Ghana than anywhere we live. It's just where we come from. All right. Now, I'll tell you something. I mean, if you look at how much we contribute to the development and growth of Ghana, it will amaze you. Let me give you some statistics. All right. Think carefully about how much money we remit to our families, brothers, sisters, and for businesses from the diaspora. Okay. And look at how many of our children, our siblings, our brothers are involved in like sports, representing the country. All right. It's just our motherland. The fact that I hold a different passport, a different citizenship has nothing to do with my love for Ghana. And like I said, you cut me open, Ghana is in my blood. That is where I come from. And that is where we come from. And nothing is ever going to change that. Look, if you want to find out why some of us hold those passports, it's a long story there. Okay. But it's for a reason that we hold them, not because we have anything against Ghana. It is where we come from. And we'll do everything to contribute and be part of the growth and development of Ghana. Thank you.
All right. Very soon as the show progresses, we are going to be exploring some of the ways that you in the diaspora in particular can contribute to the development of Ghana. There is, there's a viewpoint from a particular segment of Ghanaians that this year's election in particular, the year 2024 elections, is a watershed moment in the history of Ghana. And that the events of Ghana this year, depending on how the election goes, is a make or break moment for the country Ghana, and that all Ghanaians should get involved, and that your party in particular, have a lot to do, just not in Ghana, but in bringing or holding the country together as we move forward. Do you people feel that this is a responsibility that Ghana in general?
Definitely. For us, at this point in time, is a clarion call for every Ghanaian to make the right decision, to change the course of the way things are going on in this country. Look, I may live here, but if you ask me every question about Ghana, I'll tell you about it because I follow Ghana 24/7. All right. Yes, we believe that we are at the crossroads, and then we have a responsibility as the citizens of this country to decide which direction to go. Now, we want to continue what we are seeing in Ghana today? Definitely not. Millions of people, thousands of the youth, desperate, lost hope. Now we need to get them back on track. We need to get them to governments that will give them hope and provide them with what they are looking for as children and youth of the country. So the level of desperation, the level of apathy, the level of, disillusionment amongst them, we have to do something about it before it gets to a tipping point, before it boils over. So we believe strongly at this point in this year, we have to do our best to change the course of governance and the course of the way things are going in this country. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we hope that we do not get to those tipping points and do not get to those crossroads, and that is why every Ghanaian is being called this year in particular to put their hands to join their hands together in order to avoid the situation where we get to the tipping points that Prof just mentioned. So let's at this point let's invite Madam Florence to join us on this because. Madam Florence, a very important question for you. It is said that the party that you follow, the NDC party, is leading a particular crusade in a direction, as in, your party so far is the only political party on whose ticket there is going to be a female representation on the ticket, as in your vice presidential candidate. And this is not just a matter of gender alone, but a matter of intellectual discourse, because the candidate that you are putting on your ticket is somebody of some particular intellectual standing. So the question to you would be, as a professional forum, you say you are a group of professionals who care about the values of the NDC. What is your impression of this step that your party is taking? Are you not taking the party too much down the line of technocrats? There's a space for technocrats in governance, and there is a space for politicians in governance. Are you not tipping the scale and taking bringing technocrats into politics where they do not belong at all?
Thank you very much for your question. If we look at the world as we stand now, you realize that those that are winning are the ones that have the right people with the right knowledge leading their country. For some reason, Ghanaians have been playing with our lives and playing with everything. Ghana has the right leaders with the right knowledge to turn the fortunes of this country around. But for some reason, we use politics and we play a lot and we decide to put the wrong people there. Let me ask you this question. A farmer that is into poultry needs maybe farm hands to take care of the farm. Then you have a goat and you have a hyena that comes to apply to become farm hands. Then because the hyena has a sweet mouth, the farmer hires the hyena to take care of his farm where he's rearing chicken. What do you think is going to happen? So Ghanaians have the right people that can lead this country, but they fail to pick up these right people and they turn around to complain. The NDC party, if you look critically, you will see the kind of honorable intellectuals, people that have achieved, people that know. Look at Professor Jane Mensah, what she has done. If I want to start speaking about her, I will not do justice. I know my boss Arnold is going to do that, but just her demeanor alone, she is coming up at a time that moral values in Ghana and in the world are all waning out. The time that we were kids and growing up and watching women, we were seeing women that had a purpose, women that were decent, women that aspire and respect the values of society. Now, our children what are they seeing? They are seeing women that are redefining beauty in a very wrong way. They see beauty as enhancing themselves artificially. And these things come with a lot of effects. They see the ability to prosper by thinking that they need to live a certain lifestyle that they cannot afford. And some of them tend to being slave queens and things like and other things in order to earn money to live a life that they can afford. Professor Nana Jane stands for a virtuous woman. She is humble. She's so humble. And so having such a lady to lead us right now is going to assist us as a country and help the young children to look up there and see a real role model that we can all learn from. So no, NDC is not tipping to any side. It is time to have the right professionals doing the right job, because we've had an opportunity to try out a government that has no clue, and they have destroyed this country for the past 7 years. So it is time for us to get the right people there who knows the right job so that we can move this country forward. Thank you.
Well, if this is the mission of the NDC party this year, then the party really has a lot on its hands, considering the fact that the points you are talking, the things you are talking about are not just economic matters, they are social matters, they are cultural matters, they are matters that go to the roots of building any particular society. So, I mean, if we are, like I said at the beginning of the show, if we are bringing you this special edition of the show, it is because there is something amidst, or not necessarily amidst, but there is something that is quite important that needs to be dealt with, that needs to be handled. And that is why we are bringing you this particular special edition. And so I would like to, get a little, just get a little introduction of, what is going on, what has been planned, and what our guests have in store for us. So, Mr. Arnold, we are told that your organization have something coming up. So, what is that you have coming up?
Well, thank you. On the 14th, which is come Sunday, we are launching a fundraiser event for President Mahama, and we are also taking that opportunity to present to the to President Mahama a document proposal of what we believe that those of us in the diaspora, or the Ghanaians in the diaspora, can contribute to the development of Ghana. Most of the time, most of us here in the diaspora, like my colleague stated, that we contribute immensely when it comes to the economic development of Ghana. We set up businesses, we take care of families, we pay taxes, and it goes a real long way in boosting the economy of Ghana. Beyond that, we are citizens of the country. We are stakeholders, just like any other Ghanaian. And therefore, whatever experiences that we may have acquired here, whatever ideas that we do have, whatever potentials that we do have, that we believe that it can benefit Ghana. I think that the timing is right for us to avail ourselves in supporting our country through, various government structure that we can work with. So this is to provide that opportunity where we are going to make that proposal to President Mahama that kindly review and possibly consider, the role that Ghanaians in the diaspora play, and also that let it influence, your policies, especially international policies and programs, because you have citizens outside who can equally support or who are already supporting Ghana and may have some ideas based on where we are to the benefit of Ghana. We are part of a Commonwealth. It's a global village now. And therefore, whatever that is going on outside Ghana is similarly also has the potential of, having effect here and vice versa. So this is to bridge the gap and see the potentials that Ghana can tap. Mind you, the most important resource in every country is the human resource. That is the most important resource that you can have. And if you have more in abundance, especially experienced, exposed in all various fields, I think that it serves the country better, and also listen to the concerns that we do have, in terms of our relationship with the government or in dealing with the structures of the country, and see how, we can build a stronger ties for the development of Ghana. And with the 2M2, the target is to raise $500,000 for President Mahama's campaign. We are doing it as a matter of principle. We are doing it because we believe in democratic dispensation in the country, because we are also Democrats. And what we can do is to support President Mahama and the NDC through this medium, so that they can wrestle power from the NPP and change the course for a better Ghana. He has come out with a 24-hour economy policy. You recall the 2020, he came up with a $10 billion big push. So these are fantastic big dreams and ambitions that President Mahama, intend to implement when he gets the nod, God willing. Therefore, these beautiful ideas are things that we subscribe to. These are things that, especially 24-hour economy, these are things that we live it here. And so we can easily identify with it, that indeed, if this is coming to fruition, if we support this agenda to come to fruition, it will benefit Ghanaians. It will create employment. It will boost businesses, and the country can prosper. So Sunday's event, we are launching a fundraiser project to raise money for President Mahama. And we are encouraging all Ghanaians, especially those of us in the diaspora, to join us, and make this good agenda comes to light.
All right. So you said the program is on the 14th, which is this Sunday.
Yes.
We would explore later how other people can also contribute in your agenda as well. So, but where is it taking place?
Well, it's a virtual event.
Okay. So
Yes,
which means that no matter where anybody in the world is located, the person can participate. So
exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Appiah, for that important information. So we would go back to Prof. Wuto and ask and try to find out on your program on your event on Sunday. You said the original idea is to raise some funds for to support the former president in his campaign. Are there some people that you are expecting, to join you for this particular event?
Yes, I mean we are expecting some of the leadership of the party and of the ProForum to join us, and then like my colleague said, Arnold said, We are expecting most of the participants from North America, especially Canada and Canada and the US, to join us on that day and to contribute towards our mission and the funds we're trying to raise for JM and John and Jane. Right? Yeah. So definitely during that event, you'll be seeing the leadership of the party and the leadership of ProForum Global joining forces with us to pursue this agenda.
Yeah, so you said so that we know the dates of the event. We know the venue, even though there's no physical venue that is going to take place. Is there a time for the event that you're organizing?
Yes, we are looking at so we're looking around. I think about 1 here, so we're looking around 6-7 p.m. in Ghana. Thereabout, yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be running for probably an hour and a half maximum, kind of thing. And we're expecting very good speakers there, and then to share ideas with us. And then there'll be an opportunity for people to ask questions and also comment on some of the policies of the party. And like Arnold said, we have some policies that we want to share with the president and his vice president. And hopefully they would adopt it and think or give it a thought and see if it's relevant, because we do believe strongly that it is necessary for some of those policies to be adopted and implemented in the next government.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof, for that information. We'll come back to you shortly for some responses as well. Madam Florence, Prof Uto said you are expecting some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So at least we know that the global president is going to be there. Which other people are you expecting?
So we are inviting the chairperson for NDC USA, and then we have the IRD, the International Relations. We have Alex Sevepia and we have Mami Efua to also join us. And then we have our prof who will be there, Professor Nana Jane will be there, and then our almighty ex-president, John Mahama will also be there. But it's a program that is not just for Ghanaians, because we are all feeling the pain of what is happening. So this program is open to everyone that loves Ghana, including those who are not Ghanaians and have businesses in Ghana that wants Ghana to work again. So the program is open and we are inviting everyone to join us and contribute towards this good cause. Thank you.
Repeat that question. So we would return to our guest later so that they will tell us how we can join the program and how we can contribute in this program and how we can all join them in their agenda. But before we do that, we will take some comments from some of our viewers and our listeners who have joined us this evening for this special edition of MyView show here live on Today Ghana News TV. And before we do that, we'd like to say a very warm thank you and welcome and thank you to our viewers who are joining us on Sakina Information Center in Tatali in Northern Ghana. Also to our listeners on High FM 93.7 in Achimima in the Eastern region, and to our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra, and to all our viewers and listeners who are joining us all the way on all social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and whichever social media network you are joining us here live on Today Ghana News TV. So let's see what our guests our viewers are telling us. Fans TV, you say good evening, and you are watching on YouTube from Aflao in the Volta region. Thank you very much, Fans TV, for doing the watching and also for broadcasting to those on your network as well. Frima Oye, you see wonderful submission by Mr. Pierre. You are watching us from Manthenia, who in the Volta region. Thank you very much, Frima Oye, for always joining us as usual. Asempa Hene Buachi, you say you are watching and listening from Achunhima in the Eastern region. You want us to ask them if they have adopted some constituencies in Ghana. Thank you very much, Asempa Hene Buachi, for that question. And we'll pose the question to our guest when they join us later. NDC Diaspora Union, you say, greetings, comrades. Thank you for working day and night for our great party. And you are watching us on YouTube from Amsterdam, Holland. Thank you very much, NDC Diaspora Union, for doing the watching as usual. Jaframa TV, you say you are greeting us from Rara in Oti region, and you are also streaming our program live on your platform. Thank you very much, Jaframa TV and Fans TV and all other satellite networks who are broadcasting on their networks as well. Thank you for always doing us the favor. Kwaku Ivo, good evening to you, and thank you for always joining us. You say the MPP has messed up Ghana big time. Let's come together to save Mother Ghana. You are watching us from Suhum in the Eastern region. Thank you very much, Kwaku Ivo, for doing the watching. Telma Edi Kwati. Telma Edi Kwati, you say Kid. Okay. You say Kid Manem. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. Please, you can bring. Maybe you can bring this comment again. Telma, if we are struggling to get it. Frimpong Bafi, you say this program really shows that the NDC have great men and women to lead Ghana to the promised land. And you are watching us from Akusi near Somenya. Thank you very much, Frimpong Bafi, for always joining us. Ni Taiku, you say awesome delivery. Thank you very much, Ni, for doing the watching and for joining us this evening. Telma, okay, you see, Prof. Nana brings us a lot of brings a lot to the table with her background. Thank you very much, Telma, for bringing your comment again. We are grateful that you have joined us this evening and for sharing your opinions with us. So we would also we would invite our guest to join us as we continue. Lady Mal 2, you say fantastic guys on the program. You are watching the guys on Twitch via satellite in Kosovo. Thank you very much, Lady Mal 2. Sikapa family, you say, Mr. Host, kindly ask them when the NDC wins in December, what will be the fate of free SHS and the e-levy? You are watching us on YouTube from Jumapu near Eastern region. We would put your question to them when they rejoin us. Kwesi Insia, you say, by the grace of God, John Mahama is going to win the December elections. And you are watching from Anglo Town in Koforidua. Thank you very much for doing the watching. Kunti Nana, good evening to you, Kunti Nana. You say fantastic. And you'll be joining the program from Warsaw, Poland. Please, what is the minimum amount one can contribute? We'll be getting there in the next session of the show. Nanata Fremu, you say you are joining us from Tatali in Northern Ghana and Sakina Information Center listeners. Thank you very much, Nanata Fremu, for joining us and for always sharing our program to your listeners as well. Robert Kimpe, you say you are watching us from Paris and you would also join live. Thank you very much, Robert, and to all our viewers and listeners who have joined us this evening for this special occasion. And then we would get our guest back online. So let's get Mr. Arnold back online, Mr. Apia back online, and then he would share with us some details of the program that is coming up. So far, you have invited us. You have given us a date. You have given us a time. you have given us, well, a venue, sort of, that we are going to be joining you by. And per your own, for what you said at the beginning of the show, this is a fundraising event that you aim to use this to generate some funds to help your party to campaign and possibly win in the upcoming elections. Now, there are people from the comments we are getting from our viewers. There are comments, people joining us from where you are in North America. There are people joining us from Ghana. There are people joining us from Europe, and they say they would like to be part of this program and to join you achieve your objective. So when our guest or any other person who wants to join this program of yours, when they join you, somebody wanted to know what minimum contributions are and how they can contribute to your show. Can you give us an idea as to how what our viewers should expect once they join us on Sunday for this fundraising event that you are organizing?
Well, thank you very much. When our distinguished viewers join us, when our members join us, when the sympathizers join us, when patrons join us, when Ghanaians join us, they would get the opportunity to hear from the leadership of the NDC. We have the Director for International Relations there, Honorable Alex Sigbefia. We have the Deputy IRD also, Mrs. Mamefwa Hujato. We have Ambassador Yali in there. You have Professor Joshua Alabi, who's the campaign manager. You have the running mates, Professor Nano Pokwajiman, in there, and you'd have President Mahama all in there to deliver, to give us messages that will inspire us. Their vision will be well spelled out for us to know what it will be like in the next NDC administration. It will be also a platform where you get a chance to interact with the leadership of the NDC, i.e. President Mahama and his running mates. So it's a very fine moment for Ghanaians to come on board. These are rare chances that we do get, especially those of us in the diaspora, to be able to connect with the leadership in Ghana, either in administration or outside government. So this is the one opportune moment that we are creating for Ghanaians in the diaspora to come on board and interact with their leaders, the former presidents, the former educational minister, etc., etc. When it comes to, the donations, no amount is too small, no amount is too big. There are categories in there. However, when you come in, whatever that touches your heart, whatever that you feel that you can contribute, I believe that there are some of us who, would want to go to Ghana, right, and go and establish businesses, would want to work with, the government of Ghana based on whatever, businesses that they are into. This is a platform where you can come and ask all the critical questions and see how, the next administration, NDC administration, can facilitate, your dreams and aspirations when it comes to business or whatever investments that you intend to do in Ghana. So it is this golden moment that one has to come and see what the next NDC administration has in store for, especially Ghanaians in the diaspora. Beyond that, we as members of the NDC Professionals Forum, we acknowledge that running a campaign is capital intensive. You can imagine we have over 30,000 polling stations in Ghana. You need to have at least 2 polling agents in all these areas. When you do the calculation, you need to feed them, you need to transport them, provide emergency services for them, etc. People would have to be transported from all parts of the country to be able, to play their role as expected. And with a lot of lessons learned, especially in the last election, the NDC intend to leave no stone unturned. Therefore, it requires all of us, to come on board with a positive energy, whatever that we can contribute to ensure that the NDC win the upcoming election. So this platform, inviting Ghanaians in the diaspora to come on board and support financially is for that purpose, to be able
Wonderful.
to support the machinery, to oil the machinery of the party to deliver. You know, they have to give some t-shirt, there will be campaigns, there will be a lot of things that goes on during this season, you know, and it is not just the media work, it is not just the policies, but also the operations part of it, where, you know, you need to move persons, move systems, move tools to get things done. So it's part of the reason why, you know, acknowledging these things as the drive why we are raising these funds to support President Mahama at this moment.
We would revert to you, but before we do that, there was one question I would like to address from one of our viewer. I would like you to address this question, and that's one question that will probably go around all our guests for today. He wanted to know whether you have adopted any constituency or any branch in Ghana.
Well, as members of the NDC, it's part of our commitments. And yes, we have adopted various constituencies. We did it in the last election. We do that on a daily basis, if I should put it that way, especially from where we sit. You know, aside the constituency that you belong to, there are other areas that you have to commit to as well. We are supporting through various means. And yes, we have adapted branches that we're working with. And we can't put everything out here. And I believe you may understand why we can't put everything out here. But we are targeting certain seats that we need to take from our opponents. And so we are putting in a lot of energy in ensuring that it comes to fruition. And it is looking good. It is looking very, very good. There'll be surprises in the upcoming election, especially from those of us in the diaspora. We need to take certain seats back, and the NDC need to have total control, both in parliament and at the executive level.
Well, we are going to revert to you quite shortly, so that we will try and wind up and conclude. So we'll get back to you for your final submission on this matter for today. But before we do that, let's go to Prof. Wuto. Prof. Wuto, if you are joining us, before you start, I would like you to address the same question that Mr. Pierre just, whether you people, I guess this person is an NDC member, have adopted some constituencies or branches in Ghana.
Yes, thank you very much. Just like my colleague Carl said, yes. Look, as members of the NDC, we have a responsibility to help the constituencies that we come from, right? Each and every one of us here, most of us, we come from constituencies in Ghana. We have a moral responsibility to support them, support the branches that we come from, and even adopt some branches. Now, like Arnold said, we can't put everything out here. I am from the Volta region, right? But I grew up in the Eastern region. But if I tell you about the branches of the constituency I've adopted, some of them are far northeast, upper west. I don't know anybody there, but I got contacts with people and they needed help. We have to. It's a moral responsibility. And like I said, at this point in time, it's a clarion call. We have to do everything. We need to win this election. All right? And like I said, we are doing a lot of other things too. I mean, training polling agents, making sure that we have the right people at the polling stations, making sure that we protect those votes. I mean, look, somebody cast the vote, you have to make sure that vote is protected. You can't play games with that. Right? We all know what happened years ago, but those are some of the responsibility we have upon ourselves to make sure that those votes are guarded safely. They have to be protected to the point where they matter. Right, so you move from the police station, that vote has to be secure, has to be protected in any way possible, so that it ultimately adds value to what we are getting at the end of the day. Like Arnold said, look, there are some constituencies that people will never dream that they are coming to NDC, but I can assure you today we are getting some constituencies that it will be a big shock to everybody in Ghana.
Okay, so once that shock comes, one of our viewers wanted to know. I don't know how much information you have on this. What's the NDC is going to do about the EDD or the EDD, and I think another policy, the free SHS policy, once your party wins power.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, look, it's not even the NDC alone. I mean, every Ghanaian, who has to look at this free SHS policy understands that there's a need for us to review it. NDC would not cancel it, forget about it, it's not going to happen. The free SHS is going to continue. It is going to continue. But what we need to do is to review the policy and find out. Look, every policy has to be reviewed one way or the other. And you ask yourself, what can we do better with it? Where are we going wrong? Why are we, pushing too many kids to the schools that they don't even have places to sleep, converting our washrooms into bedrooms? These are some of the issues that we have to look at. Look, JM started this a progressive free SHS thing. And then if you look at it carefully, he had a very solid idea about what he was trying to do. You do it gradually to the point where you have the infrastructure, you have everything in place before the kids go to school. It's not this wholesale idea where, everybody gets in there and you are not prepared for it. We don't run policies like that. Policies, you have to test them, try them, and make sure they are feasible. You don't just make a political statement, a political promise, and then you just come in and roll it out without even looking at the ups and downs of that. All right. So we in the NDC believe strongly that the free SHS has to remain, but we're going to review it and find out, do we believe that, some schools have to be classified into like category A, category B, category C. So maybe like category A schools, you have to pay fees to go there or contribute something so that the kids get all the things, get all the books they need, the facilities they need, the labs they need. We can rely solely on the government. So the parents can also contribute something towards that. Let me tell you, free SHS is going to remain as part of Ghana. But what is going to happen is we'll have to sit down, review it with all the stakeholders, the students, the academicians, the education, the politicians, and everybody. It's okay. There are a few things we need to change. There are a few things we need to improve. That is what is going to happen to that. Like I said, even the NPP themselves accept that there's a need for us to review this policy. So it's not an NDC thing. But I know definitely they're going to say that Mahama says when it comes to the power, they are going to scrap free SHS. Never going to happen. Never.
Well,
thank you.
The education minister says that not under his watch, that the free SHS is never going to review, not under his watch. So,
yeah, when we come to power, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so Prof, we'll come back to you for your final inputs on the matter so that we round up our show for today. Let's invite our other guest, Madam Florence, back on online, and then well, before I ask you my substantive question, can you maybe please mute, and then after the question you unmute, and okay, thank you very much. We have a comment from one of our listeners on one of the platforms. Is not appearing on our listen, so we cannot read it to you, but I have it, so I will share it with you and see what your reaction would be. And the reaction is that that the Chinese and the Indian governments gave favorable conditions for their diaspora to send money home to their countries to help develop their systems. And the person gave an example that when he was teaching in Nigeria, teaching in that the Indian government built 3-bedroom houses for up to $5,000, and most of the Indian teachers with them who were teaching there were brought by the government to use those, and as such, I think the point he's making is that they were able to facilitate their stay and then to remit money and to help their country back home. So his concern is that the leadership of Ghana is not visionary enough to be able to see some of these things. What is your input on that? Do you think that maybe such platforms exist, or this is just an imagination of this person?
Thank you very much. I think it's a very good question he's asking us. And we already know that the diasporans have contributed a lot to the development of Ghana. Let me move it further a bit. Imagine if we have each profession from the diaspora contributing money into the same profession in Ghana. So we have doctors here that can contribute money to help the health sector. We have lawyers that can do same, engineers, everywhere. This is a good thing. But the point we have reached in Ghana, there is no way I, Florence, will contribute money into a basket that you are. I'm sorry, but where we have gotten to, it will be a sacrilege for anybody, including international bodies, to contribute money to Ghana. No. So until the system is fixed, where the leaders will respect that people can work and use part of their sweat to support the system back home, I will not ask anybody to take that. And that is why we are calling everybody to join us, change the system. We can do this. We do a lot of transactions back home. Taking a penny out of that transaction can help. Or having these kind of meetings, we already have ProForum, Diaspora, and all these meetings in place. Come and visit and let us set up professional groups that can support the same professions back home. But we can only do that when we have a good system, and NDC is the system that can help us do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. You said NDC is a system that can help us to do that. So my assumption is that NDC already have the system that can do that. How do you think, let's say for women in particular, how do you think that they can also assist the NDC system that you say is a good system that can do this, to be able to assist them, first of all, win, and then secondly, govern in a very appropriate manner that Ghanaians desire?
Thank you. So the women are very unique, and we are very good managers. I don't know if you are married, but you realize that women turn little things into great things, no matter the circumstances. We are blessed to have a candidate that is coming up, the presidential candidate that NDC proposed. We are blessed to have her, a very resourceful woman that has contributed a lot to education. And she's coming to be the shine for us to look up to. So women, and we have a lot of accomplished women in NDC. I don't want to mention names, and others will feel that I've left them out. But we all see how intelligent and smart women we have in NDC. So these people, some of them are business people, and we have some that are even waiting. As I'm telling you, the system is spoiled. So those who can assist are not assisting. So when we get the opportunity to come on board with our professor in place, all the women will come out, and the little that Ghana has, they will help to turn it into something big. So we are all here, I am here, and we are going to help each other turn the country around. Thank you.
Wonderful. So I would come back to you for your final comments on this particular matter as we run up today's show to this particular important event that the NDC ProForum is organizing, and this I think is being organized by the North American branch. And as they said, they are going to have quite a number of dignitaries, the former president and then the director of international relations, the global president of ProForum, and so many other guests that they said are going to be there. And it's going to be an avenue for people to interact with the leadership of the NDC, ask them the questions that are pertinent to them, that they think needs answers to, and also contribute their widow's mite to helping run a well-oiled system that is going to propel the NDC to come to power come 2024. So I would get back to my guest, and then I would ask them for their final comments and what they would like to tell the people who would be joining us. So, Mr. Appiah, if you are still with us, we are grateful that you have joined us today, and not just joined us, but joined us to share very, very important information with us, and very, very important methods with us that are useful not only for people in the diaspora, but for especially people in Ghana. So before we bring today's program to an end, we would like to give you the final word to say something to our viewers who have just listened to you this evening, and who probably would like to hear what message you have for them come your program on Sunday.
Thank you very much. I will start off by saying that, first of all, we thank all Ghanaians for their patience. I know it's a difficult moment in Ghana. I know Ghanaians are not pleased with the situation in Ghana. This is not what they voted for. This is not what they bargained for. Ghanaians want to see change. All of us want to see change. To see change, it means that you have to put in an effort. And we can't just sit idle and hope that change will come by default. It will require all of us, all hands on deck to make it happen. We would want to see a better healthcare system. We would want to see an economy that is booming and providing jobs for Ghanaians. We want to see prosperity. We want to see a healthcare system where women and children can go to the hospital and get a proper healthcare. We want to make sure that we can have a constant energy supply where Dumsor will be a thing of the past. As we rightly know, President Mahama ended Dumsor with a huge investment that he made in the energy sector. Today, it's a different story. If you look at our cocoa industry and what is happening, it requires a change. If you look at our educational system, it requires a change. Our institutions are collapsing. Ghana is becoming, or not, if that is to be charitable, but Ghana is a failed state. Our economy is down. We have borrowed more than necessary. And we have a government that is so insensitive, that will not listen, heed to advice, but would rather go ahead and do whatever that pleases them. The level of corruption in Ghana is mind-boggling. The only way out is for all of us to come together. This is a national assignment. This is a clarion call. Mother Ghana is calling all of us to come on board and shift these folks where they are supposed to be, and bring in a new administration that has the credentials, that has the credibility, that has the result in the past to prove that when given the chance, will even do better. No system is perfect, but I strongly believe that with experiences on our side, with lessons learned, the NDC would come in and do way, way better than what we have today. I think that one thing we can take away is that our educational system has to be reviewed. IMF said, review it, but they would not listen. President Mahama initially also suggested the same. And I think Ghanaians now know that we are better off having a progressively free SHS than just doing a wholesale and not getting the quality that we want. And like the way I started my comment by saying, the greatest asset for every country is the human resource. And if your human resource is not empowered enough, you can't move and grow as a nation. So I'm calling on all Ghanaians, especially those of us in the diaspora, to come on board this Sunday and contribute and hear from the leaders of tomorrow and see how we can make Ghana a better place, not for us, but for the next generation and the unborn generations to come. Thank you very much for the opportunity given, sir.
Thank you very much for joining us. After such eloquent submission, I barely have anything to add. So let's get the final views of Prof. Wuto, who also joined us live for today's show. Prof, final comment from you to our viewers and our listeners. Please unmute yourself and then share.
Countrymen and women, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for you and I to take a step forward to change the course of governance in this country. We need to step out in our numbers to cast our vote for Jay, John, and Jane. We cannot disappoint this country. We cannot take the country back any further. It is time to move positively. And that will require you and I stepping out preaching the message, making sure that we let people know what Jane and Jane are bringing to the country. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues have said enough. I don't have too much to add, but I believe strongly that with the message that we have shared with you this evening, you know what we stand for and what our mission is. Let's join forces. Our youth need jobs. They need hope, somebody to give them hope, somebody to show them the way forward. This desperation is setting in, but we can quell this. We can tame it. We don't have to allow those things to boil over. And brothers and sisters, the time has come for you and I to change the course of governance of this country. It is my hope and wish that in January 2025, we will have John Dramani Mahama as the president of this country, and Jane will be the vice president. The truth of the matter is that it's not going to come to us on a silver platter. We have to work. We have to work tirelessly. If there is any time that we have to work more, it is this time, because we need to change everything that is happening in this country. Thank you very much to our viewers. Thank you very much for having me. Power to the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for joining us. And then we go back to Madam Florence for her final message to our viewers and our listeners. Madam Florence, over to you.
Thank you very much. We are in an era where finding the right leaders with the right knowledge to lead this country is like finding a needle in a haystack. We have been blessed to have JM coming back again, and we are blessed to have Professor Nana Jane, who is overqualified for the position, and these people are coming to help us turn the country around. A little reminder that a captain or a general cannot win a war without the help of his soldiers. A captain cannot man a ship without the crew of the ship. The NDC as a party is the lead. The rest of Ghana needs to join them. Without Ghanaians, we can't do this. So we are calling on everybody to donate. Your failure to donate and support the NDC party prevents them from getting the right resources to help with the campaigning. If you don't take part in donating to help with campaigns, it means that you are allowing politicians to go out there and look for loans to run campaigns. And when they take loans and they come back to power, they have to pay back. And so monies that should be used for development for you and I are monies that will be used to pay for these loans. But if I put in 1 cedi, another person put in 1 cedi, and we help, there will not be any need for them to take loans. And so whatever money they get in power, they use it for development. And the last thing is that the ProForum is a registered company, and it is our account that we are using for this fundraiser. So every amount of money that everybody is going to donate is going straight to an account that can be audited. So you have no problem thinking that you will not get, or you have no problem thinking that your money will not go to the right resources or the right place. We are taking all these monies and the money will be handed over straight to JM for the campaign. So we are entreating you all to come out and join the program. Even if you can't join us on Sunday, the platforms are there. Feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, inbox messages and all that. We'll give you our contacts, the links to pay the money. Tell your friends, your family, and donate. No amount is small. And thank you so much for your support. We are grateful.
Thank you very much, Madam Florence, for your wonderful and eloquent submission. And thank you very much to all our guests for joining us. As I said, after such eloquent submissions, there's hardly anything for me to say, but to encourage our viewers and our listeners who have listened in and who have viewed this program and who believe that they have a role to play in assisting our guest for today in attaining their aim and their objective to join in the show. As I said, the date of the show is 14th, this Sunday, And when you join, you are going to have the opportunity to speak to some leading members of the party and ask them the questions that you would want. Robert Kimpe, you say you are watching us from France, and you will also join. Thank you very much, Robert. Florence, you said, Robert, yeah, that'll be great. So thank you very much. Ama Banini, you say you are listening and watching from Accra, Ghana, and you comment, Madam Florence, her team, and other organizers of the good work, for the good work they are doing. Kudos to all of them. Thank you very much. Cynthia, you say you are joining. You see Honorable Arnold Appiah. Thank you very much. I'm sure Honorable Appiah has also seen you. Patience Daku, you say you would like to contribute your might to support the campaign, and you are watching from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you very much, Patience, for always joining us. Ghana Himfie, you say your guests are very eloquent and sharp. The NDC really have the men and women, and you are watching and listening from Boso and Fantiakwa South District. Thank you very much, Ghana Himfie, for doing the watching as usual. John Asaba, you say, as in Osibisa's song, whom we are returning home into the 24-hour economy to help fellow Ghanaians. Thank you very much, John Asaba, for your comment. Ama Banini, you see exactly the point, says that you hit the nail right on the head. Thank you very much, Ama Banini, for joining us for this show. King Pezaru _1, you say you are watching from St. Petersburg in Russia on Twitch. Thank you very much for doing the watching as always. Mavis Boateng, you say the NDC is not active. It's not actively working here in Lisbon, Portugal. Prof, your feed is not clear. Yeah, we had a few challenges with that, and it's okay. So I think next time we would work on it. Thank you very much. Osei Superior, you say you are watching from Barcelona, Spain. You guys are doing fantastic. Thank you very much, Osei Superior. Nyame Yao, boy, you say good evening. As for us in Nkwanta in Oti region, we are going 100% for John Mahama and NDC. Yes, you are the popular tea seller in Nkwanta Lorry Station, and we are grateful that you join us all the time. You say you are also live on Adelaide Community Information Center in Tutupeni in Kajebi. Thank you very much for always joining us. Alaji Umar Dennis, you see, good evening, comrades. Nice submission and greetings to my able and dynamic Prof. Albert. Thank you very much, Alaji Umar, for joining us as always. Richard Atakuma, you see, can you share the RVP with your viewers, please? Yes, we are trying to do that, but we are having some technicalities in doing that. But we would try and get it up on the screen before the program ends. And Fidelis Kunku, or Kunko, I think, you say you are watching from Qatar. Thank you very much, Fidelis, for doing the watching all the way from Qatar. So we, and Fidelis, you say thank you very much for doing a great job, bro. Thank you very much for always watching. We're trying to get you some graphics over the screens, but it's a little bit challenging for now getting that done. But we would try to do that on our platforms before the program is had on Sunday. So to all our viewers and our listeners who have joined us today and always, we say a very warm thank you to you, and warm thank you to you for joining us, and to our listeners on Sakina Information Center in Teteli in Northern Ghana, also to our listeners on High FM 93.7 in Achima in the Eastern region, also to our listeners on the King's Radio in Accra, and to all our viewers and listeners who have made it a point to join us today for this special edition. We are grateful, and the program is still going to be on all our social media platforms. And if today is the first time that you have joined us, in order for you not to miss out on programs like this, especially those joining us on social media platforms, all you need to do is to subscribe to that particular platform, or and then also like and share this program, so that this information doesn't just end here, but it continues to spread and gets to as many people as possible, so that on come Sunday, a lot more people are going to be able to join this program. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being with us always. God bless you. God bless Ghana. See you shortly. Have a nice evening.
The country where I come from, the truth is irony. Just like animal farm, justice mean inequity. So who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Christian can say silence, Islamic leaders silence, kings and queens silence, traditional leaders silence. So who go say the truth? We are the workers of the call. Now by area, why no better? We are the workers of the call. One guy's out here, why no better? Who go say the truth? Who go say the truth? Oh, he need it now, see what's I see so. Now your friend on a night come at them. Only papi obeka na sembia. So I want one over you. Everybody was afraid. And when Tinanan to my cottage again, once my boy dumping one another. But who go tell the truth? Nanai or say me. Nanso bien person beka wasam, because everybody is afraid. Anya safwe muayini. Aku drop on yina dalima. And who go say the truth? Obiaja konson